What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in back to the channel. Today we're finally working on the Silverado. We got a big project ahead of us. I'm super excited to get started. Probably one of the most expensive, well, it is the most expensive thing we bought for this truck so far. This is the first ever big off-roading piece that we needed for the truck to start the build. I'm gonna show you guys what we got. Let's head over to the paint booth. Paint booth. Come on, let's go. She's heavy. This is our Missoula rear bumper. I'm super stoked. I want to crack it open right now. I got a knife. Hold on. Okay, I got a razor blade. Oh, okay. It's just all steel. Built for the dirt. Grab it, Alina. Oh my God, you gotta grab it. Yes. Oh my God. This has got to easily weigh like 100 pounds. Now this beautiful piece here is CNC cut and bent with 3/16 plate steel. It's basically indestructible. It does mount in the factory location, so it's going to be fairly straightforward in installation, but if you are going to be doing this at home, just be aware you do have to cut your bed sides. Missoula was nice enough to add the mounting brackets and all the hardware that we're going to need to actually get this thing to sit on the truck. So that's really cool. You can install this at home with just a few basic hand tools. So when the bumper gets installed, instead of hanging all the way down here, it's actually going to sit right about here. So instead of having these weird angles where it stops here and then the body keeps going, we're going to do a, what is it called? We're going to be doing a dovetail cut, which is basically just cutting from the bottom here up to where the bottom of the bumper meets. Now I do love this truck a ton, I really do like it, but the nasty thing about it is the bed looks like a farm truck, and I'm hoping with this new bumper it's going to kind of make it just look a little bit smaller, because we don't like huge beds. We want to kind of tuck that in so it makes it look like a little bit more pre-runnery. Now the chrome, I mean, it's chrome. I'm not crazy about chrome myself. The plastic is all nasty and it just looks really crowded and just looks OEM really. On this channel, we don't like OEM things, so we're gonna be changing all this out. Now the bumper does come raw, so we are gonna be doing a 3-stage, I guess. Primer, base coat, and a clear. Right now, we're gonna wipe it down, add some primer, and let it sit and come back the next day to shoot it with the base coat. So for primer, we are gonna be using the Rust-Oleum 2-in-1. It's a filler and it's sandable. Moving on to the base color, we actually got this off Amazon. Someone is nice enough to actually continue making this. And then we got the best clear coat on the market. This is 2K. It's pretty expensive, but it's worth it. The clear coat is really gonna be pulling a lot of the weight in this project. Are you ready to paint? All right, we're ready to shoot. I'm hoping it comes out in like that color and texture. Smooth. So now the bumper is all finished and it's all primered. It looks pretty good, but only time will tell. We're gonna put this in the garage where it's about 95 degrees. So this will be perfect to cure. After this dries tomorrow, we'll sand it down a little bit, scuff it up, and then throw the base color on there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, and we're back the next day. It's raining. Terrible time to paint. So the bumper's all ready to be sanded. It looks great. The primer's dry and it looks good. Super even finish. We're gonna get this started before it gets even darker and more wet outside, because it's gonna rain even more. Quick note, if you are doing this and you're not on a time crunch like we are, do not paint anything in the rain. It's not great. It's very hot right now. The humidity is a killer. Once we actually shoot this down with the base coat, we're gonna throw it in the garage so there's less moisture accumulating on the paint itself. So I know I'm gonna get comments too, why don't you paint it in the garage? This isn't our house, it's not our garage. So let's shoot this bitch. Touch Up Express off Amazon. Our paint coat apparently is dark spiral gray metallic. I hope that's right. I don't know for sure. Now we're ready to move on from the base and use a really good clear. This is 2K clear. The instructions on the can, it says professional use only. This 2-part paint contains isocyanates. Protective mask must be worn. We don't have one. So what we're gonna be doing is we wet some rags, hold it over your mouth and nose, and we're gonna spray it. Hopefully we don't die, we should be okay. The cool thing about this is it has a separate hardener, and I'm just going to Now, because the truck is so rusty, I got some dad safety glasses on here. Got a 21, a 17, and a 15 on each side of this bumper. We're just gonna dismount them. It's super easy. Once you actually go underneath the truck, you'll see it's right there, and the bumper will basically just slide right out. I'm just gonna hit these real quick. So for the first one, we got our 21 mil right there. We're just gonna pop those out from both sides. We've got our 15 mil right there, and then our 217s right there. We're just gonna disconnect those and the others on the other side. Last 2 bolts underneath the bumper, and this should all come off. All right, I hope that's it. There's just this light bulb, 2 on each side from underneath the bumper. This untwists those so we're free to go. All right, I just want to say, fuck 1A Auto.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto.
I don't like when people pretend like everything is easy. They didn't tell me to remove these 2. So we're getting caught up right here from this bracket where it hits the actual frame of the bed. So we're gonna remove these, slide our bumper out, and then we'll be able to finagle these brackets out. And now, because our truck came with the tow bar, we're just gonna remove these 2, and it should let us drop the entire thing. 2 on each side. Got the tow bar off. Now we're gonna drop the spare and throw the new bumper on. And then zip tie everything up away out of sight. Woo! So, there's some fitment issues. We just have to realign it, but it does look really good. We're gonna have to do a dovetail cut from where the bumper starts and then have an aggressive angle that goes right there. So that'll be our next step. We're just gonna make some adjustments real quick off camera just to make this thing perfect. Look at that color. I mean, it looks way better than the truck, but it matches and it looks decent enough for us to be like, all right, like we could run it like this for a little while, and then when we're ready, we can do the paint. We are gonna paint the truck after we cut the bed sides and do the pre-runner front bumper. So that's the plan. We went to Alina's uncle's to cut these bed sides. Right now, Alina and Ryan are just measuring up the guidelines to make sure that the cut is perfect. If you guys are doing this, make sure not to feel bad about not being able to get it right the first time. We had a bunch of trouble getting this line straight. Okay guys, and with that, we're done with the install. Took a little bit longer than we wanted, but we wanted it done right. That's why I had Alina's uncle cut the bed sides. I didn't want to screw that up, and I know he's way more comfortable with that cutoff wheel than I am. But it came out great. I really love the way it looks. One thing to note, if you are ditching everything underneath the bed, like we did, like the carrier, the spare wheel, and the trailer, it raises the truck a good amount. Like it's probably an inch higher now. Regardless though, I really like the way the paint came out. The paint on this bumper actually looks better than any of the panels on the truck. So this almost stands out a little bit too much. Obviously, we have all the dents on the tailgate. We do have one coming in actually in 2 days. And we actually have a couple videos coming out for lighting upgrades. So we're gonna be putting pods underneath the bed itself. We're actually gonna make a custom setup for the bed light switches. There's a bunch of plans for this truck, which I'm super stoked on. So anyway, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys can stay up to date on all the videos that come out every single Monday. If you like the video, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel a ton. And if you guys want to see more content with us, Instagram and TikTok at 86 Goals, you can see all the behind the scenes footage over there. But anyways, that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy. We'll see you in the next one.